All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Chicagoland Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Oh, what is it? It's Independence Day weekend, and it's Chicagoland Speedway, a 100-lap race here in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. It's race number 6. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory at this track, man? This is wide, it's fast, and this thing will reach out and bite you. It's going to be a fun one, baby. Let's get this party started. Well, we're on the back half of the season starting tonight. Race number 6, a 100-lap race from Chicagoland Speedway. This is going to be a blast, baby. Happy Independence Day. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Man, we're blasting. Wow. Rocking out, and we have got a great one for you in store tonight. Chicagoland Speedway. What a great track this is. Fun track. High speed, of course. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. That's right. 100-lap race here, race number 6. A little over a mile and a half in length here, man. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League, and a fun one. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States, man. Take a look at that little graphic we got up there in the top right. 250, man. I can't believe we've been around for 250 years. Crazy. So going to be a lot of fireworks going on this weekend, July 4th weekend. And we're starting it off with some fireworks tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. We got about 9.5 minutes left to go here in the practice session. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Wow! Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. I'm over 1,000 subscribers now. I thought I'd never get there, but how good do I feel? And I'm finally at 1,000. Let's push on toward that 2,000 mark, man. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your girlfriend, invite your boyfriend, invite your kids, invite your aunts, your uncles. Thank you for all those people who come out and watch the races each and every week as well. Always love that. And I'm excited, man. 1,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can't keep it there, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, this track is lightning fast, and it is, can be really, really tough here too. Mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half, 2.4 kilometers, of course, 4 turns. Banking in the turns at 18 degrees, so a fair amount of banking there. Front stretch at 11 degrees and back stretch at 5 degrees. I think you know, things are going to get tight through that tri-oval area, but man, getting on and off the corners there is going to be key. You're going to be side by side with a lot of guys. That's where you're going to set up the passes down that front stretch or on the back stretch. But really owning the corners is going to be a big one here tonight. This is a great track, man. Fun track. Really, really fast as well. So it should be a fun battle here tonight. That brings me to my race keys. Patience in that traffic. There's going to be a lot of traffic out here. We got about 14 drivers, maybe 15 drivers here when it's all said and done. But you got to be patient here in the traffic. Manage those tires as well. It is so fast. It's easy to get all caught up and getting super racy here as well. We got some guys out there on the track. Take a look at Dennis Udachin. The tire management is key, man. If you burn up those tires, you're going to be hurting the rest of the night. Throttle control as well. You're going to have to manage the throttle through the corners and use that draft. Not really going to be able to go anywhere if you don't use that draft. And you got to make good pit stops too, getting on and off pit lane. Let's like you say that at every track. Key. Under white flag conditions or green flag conditions. Don't pit under white flag conditions, for God's sakes. Under green flag conditions, man, getting on and off pit lane is going to be huge. And tire management, we saw a little smoke there coming out from the 47 car. Dennis Udachin, one of our great Ukrainian drivers. So those are my keys to the race here tonight. Take a look at the schedule. Of course, this is race number 6 of the season. I know I just said that. Race number 6 of the season. So starting off the back half of that season, look at that. Next week we have Atlanta, then we have North Wilkesboro, great short track. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 70 lapper there on July the 24th. And in July the 31st, last day of July, we'll be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway to finish out the season. Well, Givaldo's been in here early, setting us up here. He's wanting to know, can anybody catch Arthur Vieta? I don't know, man. We'll take a look. He's got the top. He's at the top of the point standings. Sean Jacobs within striking distance, 9 points back. Preston Hassel is in third. Gordon Carter sits fourth in points. You see John Stanley fifth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. sixth. Givaldo Spinola seventh. Eighth is Dennis Udachin. Ninth is Dana Grover. Tony Furtado rounding out the top 10. Take a look at Chris Hughes. He's in the 11th position. Roman Simachenko, one of our new drivers, that is 12th. Mateus Mello, 13th. Julio Caligari, 14th. Gilmar Pashoko is 15th. You see Stanislav Pavlov, 16th. Todd Robillard, 17th. Eugene Fedorov, 18th. Jesus Iglesias, 19th. And in 20th, it's Ritsky Novar. Those point stand is coming into tonight. About 4.5 minutes left to go in the practice session. Chatting it up in here, getting it started as always. Givaldo, he's got it up. He says Arthur he has the lead for the last 2 rounds. Can he hold on to it? That's a great question, man. I think the main thing about Arthur Vieta, looks like he's really fast here in the practice session, is connection. Connection. He has a history of losing his connection, and he definitely doesn't want to see that happen tonight. So we take a look at the 4 cars. He's following that 27. Definitely don't want to lose the connection tonight. That 9-point lead, that'll put some other guys within striking distance. Tomorrow night we'll be at Chicagoland in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series, race number 7 of that season. Coming up on July the 4th, baby, Independence Day. Let's see how many people come out and join us. It'd be awesome to get a bunch of people here in that Next Gen Series. A lot of fun, man. Really a lot of strategy in this series. And we got a 110 lapper coming up tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. Tough Trucks will be back in action at Atlanta on July the 8th, race number 7 of that season. Man, we had a great race at Chicagoland this Wednesday. So 100 laps coming up in Atlanta. We call it Hot Atlanta, baby, and there's a reason. This is going to be fast and furious and on fire, baby. So good to see Givaldo out here starting us off. Couldn't ask for a more loyal member of High Octane Racing League. I should tell you right, that guy has been fantastic. He's been here from the beginning when we switched over to rFactor 2, and he comes out early. Every race, he comes out here early and gets some chat in and gets out here getting some practice laps in too. So Givaldo, give him a big thumbs up in that chat session. There's Givaldo right there in that 68 car. He's one of our only one of our Brazilian drivers, I believe, that has a High Octane Racing League official hat. He won that in one of our special events. Got about a minute and a half left before we hit qualifications. Because Julio Caligari and the JB Rancing sponsor machine. Now, somebody told me that was a little bit of a joke there, JB Rancing. I don't know, maybe somebody misspelled it on purpose or on accident, but somebody will tell me, I think. I think Claudio was telling me it might have been it was a little bit of a joke there with the Rancing part. As we said, next week we're going to be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's going to be lightning fast, man. Tons of fun there. 100-lap race there coming up on July the 10th. Should be a lot of fun. Be live, of course, right here on TurnLeftTV. And it should be a blast at that track, man. It's going to be very much kind of like what you see here tonight. A lot of side-by-side racing, Tuck-1 tires, and really getting up on the edge for your seat and up on that wheel to get this car around here as fast as you can. It looks like we're done with the old practice session and getting ready to head over to qualifications. Double check our side-by-side, make sure we got that going on there. Oh, that's our promo. Fire the guy who's in charge of that. There we go. PIP. So we got to get the graphic going there. It looks like. These guys are now in the qualification session. We'll track that, or track that, I should say. Who's going to be the first out of the gate? That's the question. And again, we've switched over to qualifications. We'll step on the gas. Looks like maybe Julio Caligari and Roman Simonchenko, Tony Furtado out on the track there as we head over to quals. Take a look at Roman Simonchenko, new car in the set. Good to see the new paint scheme out there, that 94. 93. Take that back. 93. Hard to see those numbers on that paint scheme right there. Lomachenko in the Chevy. So a lot of guys will be they'll be qualifying at the same time, so we'll only be able to get a fraction of those guys here. So we'll see what time Roman Semchenko lays down. So you give these guys something to shoot for. Right there, 31.684 for Roman. Got Preston Hassel at the top. His lap. How about Dennis Udachin in the 47? That Toyota. Got the Bugs Bunny scheme going tonight. Hassel the top there in that Ford. Gordon Carter second. Oh, Vieta up to third. Chris Hughes fourth. Caligari right now in P5. Look at all those Chevys up there in the top 10. Dennis Udachin wants to squeeze in there. Gordon Carter now to the top of the grid. Dennis Udachin. 30.854 for him. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. He's a Spaniard, but he's racing from Brazil, and he's way up the track there. Looks like 30.579 is the top time, but Jesus up to P2, just 0.024 behind. How about that? Dana Grover got another lap in him. Let's see where this 89 car Fireball Flash sponsor machine. Let's see where he lands. Down that backstretch. Setting yourself up for a good entry and exit. Look at that, dude. Top time there with Claudio Bardelli Jr. 5.44 for him. Let's see where Dana Grover lands in the Fireball Flash machine. 711 P10 for him. Dan Richter finishing up his qual. He's skidding out. How about Peixoto? Gilmar Peixoto in the 71. .744 for Peixoto. Givaldo's finished up his attempt, it looks like. And as has Tony Furtado. Let's take a look at Gilmar Peixoto finishing up that second lap. Stanislav Pavlov to the top. He's up to P4. Pavlov looks like he's got a good starting position right now. P4 for him with the yellow window net. So looks like everybody has finished their Pavlov and Peixoto. I think they're pretty much done. We'll give you the official results once we return. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody showing up tonight, as always. So we'll give you the final results here in just a moment. Let's get this party started.
a checkered flag to the pounding sound in the bushwhackers. Legends are found. Heath Johnson's voice booming through the chaos. Every lap of battle, never gonna pause. Steel and fire, the rivals collide. This is the racing where legends ride. Rev it up, feel the tower. Let the engine scream. High octane racing, living every dream. TurnLeft TV's watching under neon light. We're taking it to the edge in the dead of night. No limits, no fear, just throttle and drive. Chasing glory, feeling alive. Stars of the league, leaving trails of smoke. In the high octane, the fire's woke. So raise your fist, scream out loud. In this race, we're part of the crowd. TurnLeft TV, where heroes are made. And bushwhackers, legends won't fade. TurnLeftTV, TurnLeftTV, TurnLeftTV,
All right, we are back. I think the looks like qualifications have officially ended. We'll give you the results. We get the camera guy in. We didn't pay him enough. All right, in case you're just joining us, I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster here at TurnLeft TV, and it's race number 6 of the season, Chicagoland Speedway here in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. And a good amount of drivers here joining us tonight. We have just finished the qualification session. We will give you the results. Let's take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the Ford qualifies in P1. Outside row 1 is Gordon Carter. Keep that from moving around. There we go. Gordon Carter in that 2X. Jesus Iglesias will start third. Stanislav Pavlov qualifies in that 4th position. You see Sean Jacobs rounding out the top 5 there in quals. That 44 car. Archer Vieta in the 4 qualifies in the 6th position. Dan Richter in that Boom Boo rum sponsor machine qualifies in 7th. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 8th position. I'll tell you what, man, this guy's been qualifying better and better and better each week. So keep your eye on the 68 car. He qualifies in 8th. Preston Hassel in the Castle sponsor machine qualifies 9th. And John Stanley, another Ford there, 4 Fords in the top 10, qualifies in the 10th position. Take a look at that. Second page there, Dennis Udachin qualifies in the 11th position. Dana Grover qualifies 12th. A couple Toyotas there make up the top of that second page. Julio Calagara qualifies in the 13th position. 14th is Gilmar Peixoto. Chris Hughes qualifies in 15th. Tony Furtado 16th. And Roman Semachenko qualifies in the 17th position. These guys are now in the warm-up session. See that side-by-side racing here in the warm-up session is kind of give you an idea. This can be 3 wide right there. They're coming off as the car in the low line drifting up a little bit. So that can be an issue. You're going to have to give those guys some room there. Just expect that if they're trying to, you see out into the wall as well. So a little trouble here in the warm-up, trying to figure out what that car is going to do. Pushing it to the limit. If you're going to push it to the limit, you might as well do it in practice and warm-up. We've got about 7 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. And thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate it. Already 24 views, man. Yo! That's awesome. Appreciate the support. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action. That next gen series, a lot of fun. We'll be back in action tomorrow, July the 4th, 110 lap race number 7 of the season. And a lot of strategy going on in this series, man. A lot of long green flag runs, some caution-free races, and really heavy on tire management as well. So give those guys some credit. They really get out here and make it happen with the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. If you'd like to join us, there's a QR code on the banner. Click that, and you'll join up with us. Get you out there, get you ready to race. Tough Truck Series Atlanta Motor Speedway 100-lap race coming up on Wednesday. Race number 7. That's July the 8th. Race number 7 of that season. And we're already moving down through July pretty quickly here, huh? We just started July, for Pete's sake. So the Tough Truck Series, that tire rule, those guys are allowed 12 total tires. Any 2 tires they use over that limit is a 1-lap penalty at the end of the race. Say for every 2 tires they use over the limit. And again, thank you so much for supporting the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed, please give me another subscribe click there. I would appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up button. Get that video out there for everybody to see. Let's beat that algorithm, right? Let's get it on our side. Appreciate the people who have started out, subscribed, to come out and watched and decided to subscribe, and then all the new subscribers, thank you so much. If you've been here from the beginning or somewhere in between, or you're brand new, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Now, you may hear my dog barking here in a little while as she comes back in here. We're starting to shoot off fireworks in my area, and she absolutely does not enjoy fireworks. So hopefully everything's going to be okay here for the next 2-3 days. We're going to be dealing with some dog anxiety. Part of me is excited about July the 4th, Independence Day weekend here, and the other part of me is not too excited about it. I can see my dog all stressed out. Good to see the chatters in here. Appreciate that. Fireball Flash. Also, Jesus Iglesias in here as well. Good to see him. See the TurnLeftTV logo up on the top right. Celebrating the 250th anniversary of the founding of our nation here in the United States. So Independence Day is tomorrow for us. We're doing a little celebration. But, well, they are already shooting off fireworks. Just a little over 2.5 minutes left to go, and we're going to get the command to start the engines, huh? You take a look at the schedule we have here. Next week we'll be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So tonight we're starting off on the back half of that season. Next week we'll be in Atlanta. North Wilkesboro coming up on July the 17th. Indy on July the 24th, and finishing out the season on July the 31st. That's a very significant date for me, actually. July 31st was the day I went into the United States Air Force, and the day that that was my last day in the United States Air Force too, just 6 years later. So July 31st, special date for me. Take a look at Givaldo here. About a minute and a half left. Get your picks in. My pick to win this race tonight. Woo! My pick to win this race is that guy right there, Preston Hassel. I got to get it in. It's official. There we go. Preston Hassel, my pick to win this race. Nat Castrol sponsor machine. Take a look at that Ford here tonight. Kind of track I think he excels at, so I think it's going to be a solid pick to win the race. So there's my pick. I got it in, man, and I think we're ready to go. I think we are ready to rock.
A lot of soul.
Well, hopefully you got your picks in. I got mine in. It's Preston Hassel tonight, shown right here on the banner. 27 car, although a different paint scheme he's racing tonight. But nonetheless, 27 I think is going to win this race. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go, baby. Here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll, boys and girls. Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight. Here at Chicagoland, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the 19, starts P1. Gordon Carter starts in that second position. Jesus Iglesias starts third. Stanislav Pavlov will start in the fourth position. Starting in fifth will be Sean Jacobs. Artivieto starts sixth. Dan Richter starts in that seventh position. Givaldo Spindola starts in the eighth spot. Starting in ninth will be Preston Hassel in the 27. John Stanley starts 10th. Dennis Udachin starts in the 11th position. Dana Grover starts in P12. Starting in the 13th position is Giulio Caligari. Gilmar Peixoto starts 14th. Chris Hughes starts 15th. And Tony Furtado will start 16th. And Roman Semenchenko will start in the 17th position. We take a look at the grid. Bardelli Jr. and Gordon Carter side by side here for the start. Hopefully they give the guys to exercise a little bit of patience here. pace car going to come off this time by. Take a look at those race keys here as we get ready to rock, baby. Here we go. Pace car's off here at Chicagoland. Happy 250.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
All right, we're off. Three cars got a big jump. Bardelli Jr., Jesus Iglesias, and Gordon Carter got a big jump there on the start. Down the backstretch, 1, 2, 3. Nose to tail. Carl Jacobs in that 4th position. Behind him is Dan Richter in P5. Preston Hassel in the 6th position. We got a good battle here shaping up between Vieira and Vieira and Richter, I believe. Art Vieira and Dennis Udachin to take that back. Going side by side there. Udachin on the outside line. Art Vieira on the inside. See a lot of side-by-side racing here. Got to be really careful. Whoa! Drifting up there, man, as his tires start to heat up, drifting up a little bit. Dennis Udachin, a little pinch as well. And wow! He's not ready to give up that spot. Dennis Udachin running in the 7th position. So some shenanigans already. Take a look at that replay there as drifted up the track a little bit, but man, not a lot of room there. He did a great job of holding on to that thing. Holy smokes. Givaldo Spindler and Stanislav Pavlov battling it out. Stanislav on the outside line, Givaldo on that inside line in that 68 car. Good battle here as Givaldo trying to weave his way through traffic. Stanislav now dropping back. Trying to find a way to get through, and that is Givaldo. He is in a heavy traffic right now. Look at this. Stanislav battling back on this outside line. Battling Jomar Peixoto. Peixoto, that 71 car. PixBat sponsor machine. What a great looking paint scheme, too. 62, and that's South Point sponsored Chevy. Trying to work that outside line to see if he can't get the run that he needs to clear Jomar. Well, Chevy's here battling it out, as well as the 68 car. Giulio Caligari in the 6. You see the 4 has got it backed off. Giulio way down to the inside line. Get a good run here. See if he can get around Dennis. And, I think he might have him cleared, though. So Giulio Caligari in the Chevy, the number 6, now moving up to the 7th position. Our race leader is Jesus Iglesias. That 22 Orange Crush sponsor machine. Bardelli way up the track there. Almost got into the outside wall. Using every bit of that track. Now Soberton sponsor machine running in the 2nd position. Two big packs. Art Vieira here now battling Givaldo. Gets around Givaldo. Looks like Art Vieira now in the 9th spot. Givaldo falling back to 10th. Art Vieira, our points leader coming into tonight's race. Running behind Dennis Udachin, that 47 car. Giulio Caligari running in 7th. This is just ahead. Definitely got multiple lines around this track. Just hoping, I think, a little bit about guys maybe using up their stuff here. Let me take a look at Jomar Peixoto and And Givaldo Spindola has a 71, now gets around Givaldo. Givaldo! Running back there with Stanislav Pavlov. They got a little tight. Stanislav on the outside line, giving Givaldo a lot of room. Tony Furtado in the 9 of Valvoline sponsor machine as we see the John Stanley number 12 car get into the outside wall. Stanley into the outside wall. And a lot of contact for him. He's fallen back to the 17th spot. So there was some contact there. John Stanley got into the outside wall. Could not get that car off the wall. More contact. And the 9 car picks up that spot. Wow. Got Tim Horton sponsoring. He might have spilled a little coffee in his lap on that one. '22 of Jesus Iglesias, our leader here on lap 11. Bardelli Jr. is in second. Gordon Carter third. Fourth is Sean Jacobs. Dan Ricker running in fifth. Take a look at Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes run in the 7 car. On Shape sponsored Chevy is just ahead of him. Stanislav Pavlov and Givaldo Spindola here battling it out. Stanislav wanting to get around Givaldo. Saw this battle earlier. His South Point sponsor machine looking a little racy here as Givaldo wanting to hold on to that spot. He's on the high line. Oh boy! Getting a little close there. Givaldo backing off. He's going to leave the door open here for Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes is going to be able to dive in here, I think. And he's going to take that spot as Givaldo had got up the track and let Chris Hughes have a lane. And Pavlov is on the move right now. Stanislav Pavlov gets around 68 now, closing in on Peixoto. Stanislav says, I am tired of running in the middle of the pack. Let's go. Chris Hughes might just help him in that Chevy. Chris Hughes in the 7, down on the inside line, trying to give the 62 a little bit of a push. Now 62 is going to clear the 71, and now the 7 is going to try to get by that 71. Chris Hughes now getting by Gilmar Peixoto. Good battling there. Good clean racing, all 3 of those guys. Jesus Iglesias has about an 0.8 of a second lead over Claudio Bardelli Jr. Gordon Carter, take a look at him. He's running in that 3rd spot in that 2X machine. The 19 dipping a couple lines there, a couple tires there below that white line. Going to stay above that white line tonight. Hooking that inside. Trying to get all the grip that he can get. Keep these guys from using up the draft. Using the draft to catch him. As Gordon Carter looking like he wants to get by that 19 car. Roman Semchenko here closing in on Givaldo in the 68. So the 93 car is going to get by. So Roman Semchenko, one of our great Ukrainian drivers, is now up to P13. Chris Hughes just keeps closing in on Stanislav Pavlov, who's way up the track. Maybe burn up those tires. And Chris Hughes muscling his way through. Stanislav really moved up the field and now starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe some issues with tires for him. Jesus Iglesias continuing to dominate here as 0.8 of a second on P2. Look at this. Givaldo way up the track here as Gordon Carter, Dana Grover, John Stanley, and looks like Tony Furtado all going to make it by. So Givaldo may be having some trouble here with tires and handling of that car. Furtado now up to P16. Everybody on the lead lap here. The last car on the lap there is 9 seconds back, and he is in 17th. That's Givaldo. Chris Hughes now closing in. Oh, contact there! Dennis Udachi gets into Caligari. Caligari hard into the outside wall. There was contact. Dennis Udachi might have made contact here. Let's take a look. 47 car on the inside, Caligari up on the outside line. And there's some contact here between the two of those guys. And oh, Caligari into the outside wall. Wow. Vieira had a ringside seat for that too. On board here with Vieira. Watch this. Udachi goes way up that track. And into Caligari. Wow. Take a look. Chris Hughes had a ringside seat for this action too on board here with Chris Hughes. See that contact, man. Caligari really didn't have any room to breathe on that. And he's into the outside wall. Take a look at this one more time as the 47 car and the 6 get together. Right there, Rich running out of room and it hard into the outside wall. You had to wait down to the inside to get by. Take a look at back to live here as the 4 car getting around the 47. That 47 undoubtedly has some damage. Wow. Little contact. The 4 car now up to the 7th position. Take a look at Roman Semchenko closing in on the 71. Semchenko now making a pass. So Roman now moving up to the 11th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has assumed the lead. Take a look at that pass as I think the 22's used up his stuff a little bit. And oh, there's contact there. Contact, Sobertom. And the Orange Crush Sponsor Machines get together. Oh, boy. Going back to the live here as it looks like Claudio Bardelli Jr. has opened up a little gap. It looks like Jesus Iglesias now on pit lane. Iglesias on pit lane here on lap 24. The 19, go peeling off the track. Wow, man, he almost lost the back end of that car. You got to be kidding me. How in the world did he keep that car straight? That car was wrecked. Holy smokes. Our new race leader is Gordon Carter in the 2X. So we got pit stops underway. Jesus Iglesias coming back out on the track. That Orange Crush Sponsor Machine. As it now looks like Gordon Carter pitting. Gordon Carter, also the 7 of Chris Hughes. Looks like he's on pit lane. Wow. So back up here to our leaders. Sean Jacobs, our leader, is a 65 of Dan Richter just behind him. And I think Sean Jacobs might be coming down pit lane here. We'll take a look. Also, Arthur Vieira on pit lane. Whoa, boy, this guy's nose to tail there. Also, the 27 on pit lane. Wow, man, we got a lot of pit stops going on. Dan Richter is our race leader. He's hoping for a caution flag. Gets these guys caught down a lap here. The 65 Boom Boo Rum Sponsor Machine does look like he is now going to come down pit lane. So a lot happening going on. A lot of going on here right now with pit stops underway. Big cluster of cars coming out together. The 4, the 24, and the 27 all coming out together. As Dan Richter making a pit stop in the 65 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has finished up his pit stop, and he is in the 19. He's going to assume the lead, I believe, once everything shakes out. We got a great battle here with this crew that came off pit lane. Look at this cluster of cars. You see Dan Richter down on the inside now coming back out on track. We have got a mess going on. Gordon Carter leading that group. He's running in the third position as Bardelli and Vieira now working together, I believe. I think maybe Vieira is going to get around. These guys are getting nose to tail, starting to figure it out. Said, hey, let's close in on these guys. Just don't let them get away from us. Take a look here as Art Vieira continuing to lead as Gordon Carter headed up that second pack, trying to close in on this tandem of the 4 and the 19. Take a look at our front two as they come around, and you see about 5 cars. There's a 6 and 7. These guys just know how to work together. I mean, they're both top-notch racers, and they're around each other a lot. They both live in Brazil. Great Brazilian drivers, huge amount of experience, and they just know how to race these cars. They just know how to get the cars around the track. They know how to adjust their strategy as the race sort of dictates. They know how to save tires. The question is, these guys working together in a group of about 4 or 5 cars might have a little bit of an advantage as they close in. You're now looking at 0.7 of a second separating Gordon Carter from our race leader. So these cars are definitely closing in. Draft is in play. Dan Richter kind of at the tail end of this line. He's going to need a little bit of help here closing in on Udachin. See him all of them nose to tail. I think he's got what he needs to be able to close into Udachin and work with him to try to catch up with those that front group. Look at this, the 71 and the 9 battling. 71 also getting by that 12 car, so Gilmar Peixoto now moving up to the 12th spot. I tell you what, man, Sean Jacobs and that crew, they've caught the front two. Gordon Carter, 22 of Jesus Iglesias. 27 of Preston Hassel. We got a race going on now, boys. 27 now muscling his way down on that bottom line to get by. So those guys ran that crew down a lot faster than I thought they were going to. And now the Castrol Edge sponsored number 27 car, Preston Hassel, is our new race leader. Iglesias is going to try to move his way through as well. Take a look at just behind Preston is Sean Jacobs, and James wanting that spot. 27 goes to the outside line. The 24 Kubota sponsor machine. He wants to take P1, and Iglesias diving down to the inside. He's going to help this fellow Chevy driver. And that Ford is stuck up there. He needs another Ford to help him. Wow. How about that? So Sean Jacobs, the race leader now. .22 of Jesus Iglesias is in second. Preston Hassel in third. Jesus says, I'm ready to lead, man. I do not want to follow the Kubota sponsor machine. I'm not mowing any grass. Take a little Orange Crush on the way by. Crushing the 24's hopes. 24's, I don't know, buddy. He's sharpening up the blade on the Kubota. Preston Hassel running in that third position. Got the Artevieta in fourth. Fifth is Gordon Carter. And look at this, 27 now down to the inside of that Kubota sponsor machine. 27 wants to get back up front. These guys are getting racy. Here we are, 37 laps in, a lot of laps to go. And the 27 wants to get back up there with that 22 car. This is getting fun. Dan Richter in this mix as well. He's got to like what he sees. It's a big cluster of cars here, all racing together. Oh, Udachi is sideways! Scrubbing off some speed as the Boom Boo Rub sponsor. She has to get out of the gas. Udachi coming up there and defending. Wow. On board here with Dan Richter, one of our great Indiana drivers. To put a Purdue whooping, a Boilermaker whooping on these guys. Got the Purdue colors. And the Boom Boo Rum sponsor number 65 car. Argentina on the outside of Chris Hughes. This outside line is in play, and this NASCAR BR sponsor machine now moving up to P4. Chris Hughes falling back to the fifth position. He's going to have to play a little defense on that 19. 19 trying to slip through on the outside line. Chris Hughes now diving down to the inside. Gordon Carter at the tail end of this group, or somewhat. He's running in the seventh position. Back there with the Dennis Udachin and Dan Richter. These guys have been opened up a little bit of a gap on the rest of that crew, and the rest of that crew, the 62, they're diving down below that white line. And that is Stanislav Pavlov. Gordon Carter running, Dana Grover in the 89 running in the 11th spot, kind of out there by himself, wants to close in on Pavlov. A little bit of a gap there for him to work through. He's got about 2.5 seconds between he and Pavlov. Pavlov running in the 10th position, Dana Grover running in P11. Tony Furtado in the 9, closing in on the 71. The 71 way up the track. That's going to leave the 9 some room to be able to pull off this pass, and he gets it. Battle for the race lead here. Preston Hassel in the 27 to the inside of that Orange Crush sponsor number 22. Castrol Edge sponsored Ford now picking up the race lead. Sean Jacobs going to follow him through. As Iglesias falling back to the third position. Preston Hassel in the 27, the race leader. Iglesias not ready to give up the fight, though. He's working on the inside, trying to get back around the 24 car. He has some help with Artevieta as well. Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes on the outside line as Bardelli Jr. diving down to the inside. Might have a little help. Now he pulls off that pass. A little slide job right there for the 19. Picks up that spot. Take it back here and take a look at Peixoto. He's running in the 14th position, and behind him is Semachenko in 15th. Givaldo is on the lead lap, the last car on the lead lap, and has 68 car. He's running in P16 and Giulio Caligari with that ton of damage that he got early on. Now finds himself in that 17th position, 2 laps down. Pavlov, it looks like Stanislav Pavlov is coming on to pit lane. So Pavlov on pit lane as we see Preston Hassel at the front of the field. 62 car, South Point sponsored Chevy making a pit stop. A little bit of change here between the 19 and the 24. The 19 now back up to that second position. Hassel had to work a little bit to get up front. Maybe he's worn out those tires somewhat. See Jesus Iglesias on pit lane as well. Iglesias finishing up his pit stop as we take a look at Stanislav Pavlov. Pavlov now finishing up his pit stop. Might start seeing some pit stops out of these guys. That back crew seems to be eager to pit early and maybe have some strategy work out for them. Maybe a little luck. Simonchenko down on the apron, finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Textbook how you do that right there. Simonchenko, great job by him. Now up in that outside line, but a great job coming around on the inside there on that apron and then rejoining the racing surface off of turn 3. Or into turn 3, I should say. Well, Bardelli Jr. has reclaimed the race lead in that 19 car. Dana Grover on pit lane, by the way. Heard he was indicated he was coming down pit lane. So the 89 on pit lane. Let's take a look at that pass here just a moment ago as Bardelli Jr. dived into the inside and getting by the 27 car. Grover finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Take a look at the Buschwackers Series. I got the old one up there. There we go. I finally got one right. There you go. Chicagoland coming up tomorrow night. Don't forget to check that out. If you're interested in racing with us, it's QR code. Chicagoland, 110 laps in that Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. Race number 7 of the season coming up on July the 4th, baby. I love that. And pit stops underway here again. You see Bardelli Jr. coming down pit lane. Preston Hassel on pit lane. Take a look at, we'll be in Atlanta in the High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series on July the 8th. Another great race series. QR code there if you're interested in racing in the High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series. Well, Art Tavera is the leader. And some of these guys came down pit road to take some service a little bit earlier, and that's going to spread out the field, I think. I mean, this is going to really change things. The way these guys are going here, I think the 4 car is going to be coming down pit lane. Seems to be a little bit slower here. That does look like the 4 going to make a pit stop. He wants to get on and off pit lane as quickly as he can. Make sure he does not speed. That would be devastating here on lap 54. Richter is also on pit lane. So we see the 4 car making his pit stop. As we see Dan Richter as well. 4 car finishing up. Now coming back out on track. Iglesias back to the race lead. Bardelli working with him, though. How about that? Claudio Bardelli Jr. working with Jesus Iglesias. Little strategy. Vieta comes back out, and you see Preston Hassel is coming around. Hassel assuming that. Oh, we got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag, and it looks like the 22's come around. The 22 is off pace, so something's happened to Jesus Iglesias. He spins into the wall. Wow, my heavens, man. And our first caution flag. Take a look here as Jesus Iglesias. Oh, he gets a little bit loose coming off. He gets a little bit loose, and Bardelli Jr. almost gets into him, and he's into the wall. Wow, man. And he might have had some more spinning around as well. Oh, my heavens, man. Take a look here. The car just gets loose on him. Watch this. The car's backing out on him right there. That is not, and he touches that inside that flat part of the track. That's why we say stay above that white line. And a great job Preston Hassel and Artie Vieta did on missing that. On board here with those guys. And he sees that 22 car gets by. Or gets up into the wall as the 27 gets by. Big time problems there for Jesus. He just broke loose. Take a look at that one more time. Coming off the corner, you see right there, he steps out on him, and he gets down onto the apron. Very different banking there. And then Claudio did a great job of getting through. Also, Preston Hassel making it through as well. But Claudio, very good job for him. But take a look at out the front of his car. You see the back end of that car came around, and then, whoa, he was very thankful that the 22 didn't drift up the track. Wow. Watch him work this wheel, trying to save this car. He touches that, and then, oh boy, he turns into the, oh man. Hard into the wall there as those guys did a great job of getting by. So caution flag, and now we got yellow flag pit stops as Bardelli Jr. is going to lead this crew down pit lane. We might be able to get a good battle here coming off. Get a good view. See this mess here as Bardelli beats him out. What a battle there. Three-way battle coming off. Dana Grover going to win that. John Stanley, Arthur Vieta, Chris Hughes, Simonchenko, Giomar Peixoto. Looks like Jesus is going to be on pit lane there for a little bit. Preston Hassel is shown as the race leader in that Ford. Sean Jacobs showing second. Givaldo third. Gordon Carter fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is fifth. Dana Grover in that sixth position. Dan Ricker seventh. Pavlov is on. I think he's finished up his pit stop here. We'll see. shown in the 8th position. There we go. Get an update. Hey, don't forget to support Claudio Bardelli Jr., by the way, and over his Sober Tom Podcast YouTube channel. All things music there discussed at the Sober Tom Podcast. Check him out. He's a great musician, great friend, and I know he would appreciate you guys checking his Sober Tom Podcast YouTube channel out. Not the right size, was it? With that 250 there. Oh, boy. You can always subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, but if you have, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, like I said, if you haven't done so, please do so, and then smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody coming out and watching. 8 people in here so far. 43 have viewed. Popping in, popping out. Thanks to all the subscribers. Chris Chivers. I think I said that right. He was gonna remind me. I know. I know he's gonna remind me. Good to see Chris out. How about that? Chatting it up. Well, my pick to win the race right now is leading here on lap 59. Can he hold off the field for the rest of the race? He's my pick to win, so we'll see. Iglesias, long pit stop for Jesus. Man, I don't think there was that much damage there, so he may be taking care of some other business. So he is still on pit lane, and it looks like Preston Hassel has elected to take the inside line. That puts Sean Jacobs up on the outside, now 24. The 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start third. Dana Grover will start in the 4th position. Dana has maybe taken a little pit stop strategy to get his car up front. Dan Ricker and Stanislav Pavlov will start in row number 3. Dennis Udachin and Tony Furtado, row 4. So I think maybe some pit strategy out of these guys. And we'll see how this works out. '27 and the 24 side by side here in the front row. 19's been lightning fast as well. I think in that quick run car, I think the 19's probably got the edge. These guys seem to be able to reel those guys in later if they work together. 13 starting on that inside in row 2. Choosing the 19.
Green flag, go, go, go.
There we go, back to green. Preston Hassel, our leader, and that 24 dropping back. It looks like that inside line might be the place to be as these guys coming around turn 3. It looks like Bardelli Jr. has been able to inch ahead, coming off 4. Coming off turn 2 back there, and then going entering turn 3, now coming off 4. So now the Sober Tom Podcast, number 19, gets around. A couple KG veterans up here mixing it up. Dan Richter might have something to say about this Boom Boom Rum sponsor machine. He's got his shot glass out and he's ready to rock. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Kubota sponsor machine running in the 4th position, and it's getting wild there behind. Oh boy, look at that. Oh man, I'm all oh my God. I was in Vietta's car there for a second. Flying the drone. And look at this, the 24 now beside the 65 car. Vieta looked like he was going to get through, and 24 had other things in mind. Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine now up on that outside. He's going, oh boy, oh man! 27 got squirrely. Holy Toledo. That 27 was all sorts of wrecked. Take a look here. See the four-way up the track here, but I think that 27 had some issues. There was some contact there, maybe with the 24, I'm not sure. 24 diving over to the inside. Guy's getting crazy. All take and no give now as Bardelli Jr. and Vieta have paired up. Shuffled around and paired up. And if Vieta was on a mission here, we'll take a look here, is on the outside line, battling the 24. Preston Hassel in the 27 dives down to the inside, and the 4 car still battling that 24. Now they're 3 wide for just a moment, and the 4 car uses that opportunity to slip through. You got to be kidding me. John Stanley and Chris Hughes battling. Good to see John Stanley had a little bit of damage there from an earlier accident, now battling the 7 car. John Stanley battling Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes on the inside is in P12. John Stanley in the 13 spots. Chris Hughes had to work for that when that Tim Horton sponsor machine gave him everything he wanted. And then some. A little extra sugar on that one. Jesus Iglesias rejoining the racing surface. In the 16th position. See Julio Caligari making a pass there on Jesus Iglesias. Caligari now in 16th as Iglesias falling back to the 17th position. He was on pit lane for quite a while. Now remember, the Caligari had some damage early on in the race too, and he was on pit lane for a while. Gilmar Peixoto and Stanislav Pavlov, as well as Dan Richter, all mixing it up. Pavlov on the outside, Peixoto looking a little frisky here in that Pixmat sponsor number 71 car on the inside. Battling the Boom Boom Rum sponsored machine. These guys are mixing it up now. 71's going to get by. Now closing in on Dennis Udachin. Wow. Take a look, go back here with Stanislav Pavlov now battling the 65. South Point sponsored Chevy battling the Ford, the Boom Boo Rum sponsored Ford of Dan Richter. And Pavlov has got it gathered up. Whoa, man, he had a head of steam coming around the corner. Well, he was going to get by Richter, but Pavlov not able to pull off that pass yet. Richter battling back on that outside line. That's what I love about Chicagoland, man. You got a couple of lines, maybe 3 lanes to work with. Fireball Flash Toyota in this mix now as well. Dana Grover wants a piece of this action. Gordon Carter in the 2X. Tony Furtado as well. Wow. Take a look at this battle here as the 2X and the 89 battling. A couple of Canadian drivers here duking it out. That's Tony Furtado watching this action. He's now beside the 89. Tony Furtado wanting to climb up the grid here a little bit out of the throttle. Did not want to get under that 2X machine. That gives that Fireball Flash a little bit of push. Little oomph there getting alongside the 2X. Now you got to wonder, can the Furtado machine get by this 89 car? And they're still duking it out. Furtado now clearing that 89 for now. They're back up here with Claudio Bardelli Jr., RJ Vieta running into second position. These guys have had to work for it tonight, man. Usually they're pretty dominant when they get together. But they've had to work for it. But they are about 3.5 seconds up on P3. The 4 car now diving down to the inside, looking like he wants to try to lead some laps here. Lap 74. A lot of laps to go, though. These guys would be better off to try to extend that, stretch that out, make it a 2-car race. Now 4 seconds up on Preston Hassel, about 3.8 seconds, I should say. Preston Hassel running in the 3rd position. Jacobs 4th. Peixoto is in 5th. How about Peixoto, man? He had a great race. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag as getting some word that Semenchenko is off. So Semenchenko has spun around, and we get our second yellow flag. That changes the game. Take a look and see what happened here with Semenchenko. Oh, he gets up into the outside wall. Oh, and he gets across the 6 car. So the 93 got up into the outside wall, came across the nose of the 6. Watch this. Man, I just lost some grip there. Got into the outside and then comes across the track into the 6 car. Caligari has had a rough night on board here with him. Watch this. This is going to hurt. Ooh. And Semenchenko to the inside. You see him spinning through the grass. Semenchenko just looked like a bad exit there. Look out, he's drifting up the track. I don't know if he wanted to go to that outside line, just kind of misjudged it. Gets into the wall here, contact with the wall, and then comes up. He sticks on the wall, tries to pull that wheel across, and gets into the 6 car, and then slides through the grass. As we go back to live. Wow. So that bunches a lot of people back up. I think it's fair to say that the 19 and the 4 did not want to see this caution flag. Now everybody's bunched back up. I think if you're back in that, that P3 back to about P10 or so, wherever that was, you wanted that caution flag. Get up with the leaders. Now this is going to be an interesting situation with less than 30 laps to go. You're looking at about 23 laps to go. How this is going to shake out on pit stops. There is no tire rule in this series. You can come down pit lane as many times as you want. I think you're going to see guys coming down pit lane. Looks like the 19 and the 4 are going to lead these guys down pit lane. It's probably a smart move. I don't think they could really stand to deal with somebody on fresh tires by staying out. Now you just got to hope that you get in and out of pit lane in with a really good time, so you don't get caught in the middle of the pack. So the 19 and the 4, P1, P2 will be pitting together here, as well as the rest of the field. All those lead lap cars, of course. As we take a look here, and there may be some 2-tire stops going on. We'll see. See some guys coming out here. So look at that, the 27, maybe a two-tire deal. He might have beaten the 19 out. 9 there kicking up some dust. And Semenchenko coming down pit lane. Take a look at Semenchenko. He's going to have to start at the end of the longest line there. Well, our race leader is the 68 of Givaldo Spindola. And that great Chevy sponsor, or the, what is that sponsor that he's got on the side of that? I can't remember what it is. I got to look at it. I got to look at it. What is it? Husky Racing Team, okay. I gotta get out of here. He's gonna be able to. He's gotta tell me what that is. Embraer. I don't know what that is. Like maybe aircraft manufacturer or something. Somebody will tell me in the chat session or something. Or they'll message me on Discord. Nonetheless, Givaldo getting him a little air time out front. The 68. Preston Hassel is in second. He beat Claudio Bardelli Jr. off pit lane. Very interesting battle there between the two of those guys. Just barely beat the 19. He might have did a two-tire stop, too. I mean, let's go. All things on the table. Take a look at Semenchenko. A little damage that he had to get repaired. Now, I can't imagine the 68 car staying out here on these used up tires. But imagine he's going to come down pit lane. I might be wrong about this, but I mean, if I'm in that position, I'm probably coming down pit lane. So our second caution flag. And it does look like the 68 is coming down pit lane, so probably a wise move for him, given the older tires. It's going to give the race lead back to Preston Hassel. Bardelli Jr. will start on the outside as Preston has elected to take the inside line. That puts Vieira behind him in third. Jacobs is fourth. '71 has been up front pretty much all night long. He is in the, looks like he's in the fifth position. Boom Boo Rum sponsored machine of Dan Rickard is 65. We'll start in P6. You see Udachin and Furtado make up row number 4. Pavlov and Gordon row 5. Well, guess what? The intensity is going up. It is going up. There is no doubt about that. Here we are on lap 80, getting ready to start lap 81, scheduled for 100 laps. Guys are bunched back up. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot of giving here, but there's going to be a lot of taking. I know that. Up on the edge of your seats.
Green flag,
Holding on to that wheel. Back to green. Good start on the inside. The 19 did not get very good start. Drops back as the 4 car going to inch ahead. And that 4 is going to go to the outside line. Outside line. Now play in the middle. Don't forget about Peixoto. He's been fast here tonight. Peixoto has been fast in that 71. The 4 car dives up to the outside. The 19 just behind him. Maybe those guys are going to work together again. Preston Hassel needs a friend. Sean Jacobs in the 24 battling that 71 car. 71 has been lightning fast here tonight. Oh, no, they're 3 wide. Oh, my God, I thought they were going 3 wide right there. Pavlov's going to make it 3 wide in that 62 car. That's what these guys want to see. Those guys up front, look at the 2X. He's back there as well. Gordon Carter. He's got a parking lot worth of cars behind him. 65 running behind him in the 8th position. Wow. I told you the intensity was going to go up, and it has. 3-car breakaway. The 27, the 4, and the 19. You know the 4 and the 19 are going to be working together. 27 knows that as well. Udachin up to the 4th position, leading this second pack. The 24 just behind him in the Kubota sponsor machine. Dennis Udachin wanting to close in on these guys. He's making a little bit of headway on them. 24 and a 62 would do well to stay in line behind him. These guys have now been able to stretch that out a little bit. Now about 1.2. I take that back. There, sees 24 now getting by. 62 trying to get by. So Dennis got out to the outside line, and now the 24 going to get through. 62 getting through. The 2X getting through as well. The 9 on the bottom line. 65 as well. Good battling going on. These guys would do well to get nose to tail. Nose to tail and work on those front cars. This racing side by side not going to help them. These guys, if they stay nose to tail, they got a good shot of walking away. Oh, they're not, but Senator the 4 is ready to go. Archer Vieta surprised me. Dove down to the inside line. He's got the 19 working with him. That is not a surprise. And the 27 going to dive in as quickly as he can to follow that 19 car. Wants to try to maintain that gap. On that second group, led by Sean Jacobs in the 24. 62 running in the 5th position. Furtado, and that's 9 car, is racing in 6th. These guys have they've got to get organized. They have got to get organized if they have any hopes of closing in on that front crew. It's going to take a little bit, but you have got to get organized. Dan Richter on his outside as the 2X dives in behind him. These guys are starting to figure it out. If we can get this line of cars working together, we can close in on these guys. 65 now to the tail end of this group. He gets it. Let's go, boys. Got 4 cars. We should be able to run these guys down. Preston Hassel at the tail end of this group of 3. Holding on to the back of the 19. This guy's a little bit better off. You see Preston diving down to the inside. They're trying to get a little bit of run, but those guys are working that outside line, or at least higher up on the track than what the 27 is. We've seen this time and time again with these guys working together. Archer Vieta, Claudio Bardelli Jr. You can't blame them, really. Fellow countrymen working together. Why not? Preston Hassel trying to spoil the party. He's starting to drop back. Now about half a second back to those guys. 91 laps in. Look at this. 65 says, let me lead this pack. I can do this. Oh, the 62 up into the outside wall. 62, hard contact with that outside wall. Whoa. Holy smokes, we got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag. And it's Iglesias that's come around. Right there into the outside. Oh, man. And Iglesias spilling orange crush all over the track. Holy Toledo. Take a look at Jesus Iglesias. He's on this inside. And then drifts up the track right there. Man, I tell you what, Stanley was not going to give him that lane. And then, whoa, man. Givaldo had a look at that as well. Out of the front of his machine. Right there, he thought he had the 12 car cleared. And look at this, on his lid. Wow, man. I know Furtado, when he was in this, this is a little bit behind him. Looked like maybe Dana Grover might have saw it out of the back of his car. Take a look here. And then it looks like maybe that, oh, man, that 2X went way up the track. Chris Hughes had a look at that as well. On board here with him. He did a great job of reacting to this. Right there, whoa. And Iglesias did the 6 car Giulio Caligari had a good look at this as well. On board here with him. That's gonna hurt right there, man. Givaldo did a great job of reacting to that too. On board here with Givaldo. Right there, man, look at that. That 22 is on his lid and flipping over. Look at that, man. Hard lick. Iglesias out of the race. That was a hard hit there for Jesus. Well, the 4 and the 19 did not want to see that. The 27 wanted to see that. I guarantee you that. Wow, that was a hard lick for Jesus. Tossed his barbecue around, that's for sure. The race leaders didn't want to see it. The 27 kind of wanted to see it. He was losing track of those guys. See, these guys coming down pit lane here, so they're like, hey, let's do it. Maybe some 2-tire stops. Maybe some 2-tire stops here. This is going to be interesting. The 19 and the 4. We'll have to see what happens here as far as the 2-tire stops. Take a look at this front crew. I think maybe 4 tires on some of these guys. I see some guys definitely making 2-tire stops. Vieira, 27. I don't know, man. These guys all coming out there together, aren't they? Semenchenko driving through pit lane. See Givaldo on pit lane as well. Wow. Well, Chris Hughes shown as the race leader, and I would suggest to you that Chris is probably going to come down pit lane. I can't imagine somebody staying out on older tires. 771 and Gilmar Peixoto. He's up there as well. Now, Gilmar is actually 5 laps down. He was having such a great race and got caught in an accident, and then some problems on pit lane as well. Finds himself in the 17th position right now. Going to be able to pick up another spot, I know, with Jesus retiring from the race. Chris Hughes shown as the race leader in that On-Shape sponsored Chevy. The 6 is coming down pit lane. You saw the 6 peeling off the track, so it does look like Caligari is on pit lane. So interesting situation there with Caligari. He's going to drop to the back of the field. However, this is what's going to really be interesting. Now, you see this the 71 car is going to get a wave around. I mean, he's in that spot where he's at least going to get one of those laps back. But he's on older tires. But here's the deal. The 7 car up front right now has not indicated he's going to be coming down pit lanes. We see Caligari coming back out on track here in the 6 car. He's going to start back in the 15th spot. Got some time up front. But I think Chris Hughes, this is a huge gamble for him. No, you don't have a lot of laps there on these tires. However, the guys behind you, right behind you, the 4, the 19, they're lightning fast. They are on fresh tires. He's looking at track position. I don't think he's really looking at race win at this point. You never know. I mean, here we are, lap 96. And anything can happen. But I think it's a little bit of a dicey gamble to try to stay out here. That could spell good news for some of those other guys, like, Richter, the 27 as well. Could spell good news for him. It seems like once that 19 and that 4 got hooked up together, those guys ran away. Now you're separating these guys a little bit. You've got the 19 on the inside. The 4 is going to start on the outside in P2. The 7 is the race leader. And it looks like Peixoto is going to drive around and use that wave around. Emerson Sirkowski in here watching the broadcast. Thank you so much. Udachin and Carter, who's he's rooting for. All right. All right. Well, we're getting ready to go back green. '98, '99, 100. So once we get going, we got 3 laps when they cross the line. 7 and the 4. The 7, remember, on the older tires. The 4, the 27, the 19, all those guys really behind went on to pit lane. Now, there's no giving at this point. There's no giving. You might have a few friends to deal with, help out, but there's no giving. You're not giving. And Peixoto gets a penalty. And we're back to green. As the 4 car got the jump on the 7 like I thought. And that's going to spell bad news, I think, for the 19, because the 19's trapped on that bottom line behind the 7. The 27 might have a little bit of run here. Whoa! 27 down the track. Almost gets into the Boom Boom Rum sponsor number 65 car. They're fanning out down the backstretch. As the 4 car, counts that 7 out. The 19 going to the high side. The 4, there's contact between the 7 and the 19. We got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag. Oh, my heavens, man. Looks like maybe got a yellow flag. My heavens, man. It's like Semenchenko has came around again. Looks like, see what happened here. The 6 car might have gotten up into the, Oh, my heaven, that's a hard lick for Semachenko. Like going into the corner. The 6 car. Semachenko coming down the track, too. Did not expect that 6 car to have that run. And then up into the outside wall. Wow. And John Stanley had a look at that, too. On board here with Stanley. Watch this. This is a hard lick. Whoa. And up on his lid as well. Wow, Semachenko, hard lick. See, the 6 car has a run. The 93 comes down the track. They get together, and then Semachenko, that secondary contact, then makes contact with the outside wall. Caligari got through that. Wow, how in the world? Oh, that was Peixoto that got through that, looks like. Caligari was involved in that right there. Oh, how in the world did he get by this? Oh, Toledo. We got some more shenanigans here. This is after the fact. I don't know what's going on there, but these guys had some contact, leaning on each other. Not sure what happened there, but those guys had a little contact. I'm not sure it's over. See, the 62 got up into the wall. This is a secondary thing. Maybe looking in his rearview mirror. And then the 89 and the 62 get together. Wow. And then the 62 comes down pit lane. Yeah, he got up into the outside wall, and then there was contact there with the 89. And Semachenko was wrecking behind. Wow. Maybe watching the wreck out of their rear view mirrors. They were definitely in front of the wreck. Man, tell you what, man, that Semachenko deal. We're going to go on board here with him. See, there's some contact there with Pavlov got up the track. And I guess maybe that was Semachenko got out of the gas there as a result. Could have been, because there was contact there, it looked like, between Grover and Pavlov. And Semachenko might have checked up. That might have been the problem. Got into Caligari, that's for sure. Caligari might have been checking up. Well, you know what we're talking about now? I think it's a green-white checker. It's been a good race here. We've just had a few caution flags here toward the end. Now we got a green-white checker facing us. All right, green-white checker. The 4, the 7. That's 7, man. This has paid off for him so far. Can he hold off the charge? Bardelli looks like he's going to start on the outside, or excuse me, inside row 2. I would suspect that Vietta's going to take the inside. That's going to put that Vietta-Bardelli scenario there on the team, I should say, on the bottom line together. Richter will start, I believe, in the 4th position, so he's going to be outside row 2. So here we go. Going to line him back up for a big green-white checker. Been a really great race. I mean, we had many, many laps without a caution flag, and then the last, say, 20 laps here, we've had a couple caution flags. Sort of bunch it back up. 7 car definitely wants to see if he can't get a really good jump here on the 19. He's going to need that because the 19 is going to have some help. On the 4 car. The 19 is going to be helping the 4. So the 7 is going to hopefully get for him to get a really good jump. Vieira just says, hey man, I'm down here on this bottom line. I'm committed to this bottom line. If the 19 helps push me, we can get around that 7 car and make it a 1-2 finish. 27 could be the spoiler in this as well as the 65 of Dan Richter is going to start in the 4th position. Hassel and Udachin got 2 Chevys, 3 Fords, and a Toyota in the top 6. I don't think you're going to see a lot of manufacturer loyalty here. This is all going to be trying to get the best position you possibly can at the finish. I think we are going to go green next time by. He had to take an inside line, and again, that's Bardelli just behind him. As a 7, Chris Hughes starts on the outside line, followed by Dan Richter. Row 3 will be Preston Hassel and Dennis Udachin. All right, here we go. Down this back stretch, the 4 and the 7 side by side. 7's done a remarkable job getting his car up front. Help with the little caution flag or 2. Don't forget about Tony Furtado warming his tires up back there. He's in row number 4. Running in the 8th position outside row 4. We have a big pileup. Somebody has a bad start. It's a big checkup. You get that Valvoline sponsor machine and maybe in that top 2, top 3. Here we go. Pace car lights are still on, but it's coming off track because it's rFactor 2.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green, white checker. Oh, Givaldo got a little squirrely there on the start. Good start for Artur Vieira. Oh, Chris Hughes, is he going to bail on Vieira? Bardelli sneaking through. Oh, the 65 into the wall. More cars into the wall. Yellow flag. And a yellow flag. Oh no, big time problems there. Richter got got run into, I believe, right there. Oh man, and then contact. And then sliding across the track and more contact. Oh my heavens, man. Not the way they wanted to win this race, that's for sure. So Artur Vieira is going to win this race. These guys didn't even make it a lap, did they? My heavens. So Artur Vieira is going to win this race as long as he can get this car around the track. And I think he will. So the green-white checker worked out in Vieira's favor, that's for sure, as Roman Simonchenko gets a lap back. Vieira just knows how to win, doesn't he? I mean, this guy has got a lot of championships under his belt. He can get in any car and make it competitive, as I've said this time and time again. But he is in the right place at the right time tonight, that's for sure, and gets the race win. So congratulations to Artur Vieira with the green-white checker getting the race win. Wow. How in the world did we finish like that? So congratulations to Artur. Big win for him. Let's take a look at the final results. Final results here tonight. Artur Vieira gets the win. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the second position. Preston Hassel finishes in third. Chris Hughes finishes in the fourth position. Finishing in fifth is Sean Jacobs. Tony Furtado finishes in the sixth position. Gordon Carter seventh. Julio Caligari finishes in the eighth position. Duvaldo Spindola finishes in ninth. And John Stanley finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th is Dana Grover. Dan Richter finishes in the 12th position. Dennis Udachin finishes in 13th. Roman Semchenko 14th. Gilmar Peixoto finishes in the 15th position. Stanislav Pavlov finishes in 16th. 17th is Jesus Iglesias. So Artur Vieira taking the race victory here tonight. Congratulations to him. He doesn't do interviews, so he heads out early. So we'll have to make some comments for him. Man, I was in the right place at the right time. The caution flags were a little dicey there. I was able to work my way up front, stay up front. Had some good help with Claudio Bardelli Jr., some good battles with Preston Hassel and Sean Jacobs, that crew, and I was just in the right place at the right time. Felt good about my the position there at the tail end or at the end of the race, as I had a feeling that it was likely that the thing would go with a caution flag. So a fantastic race there for Artur Vieira. Another win, extending that points lead. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Might as well move the old triangle down, not sideways, triangle down, the rectangle down. There we go, next week. Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to be a fun one, race number 7 of the season. It's going to be a similar type of situation here. A lot of side-by-side racing here, high bank, tough on tires. Obviously a different breed somewhat at Atlanta, but it should be a fun one. That's coming up next week, July the 10th, right here on TurnLeftTV. Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action tomorrow, July the 4th. Independence Day, 110-lap race in the Next Gen Series. Open setups in that series. We share setups freely, however. And this is a great, interesting, and great race series going on at High Octane Racing League. The Tough Truck Series, we're back at Atlanta on race number 7 of that season on July the 8th. 100-lap race from Atlanta. And that Tire Rule Series, what a fun series that is. And Atlanta is going to be a great one. Kicking off a week of Atlanta. Can Vieira get the win at Atlanta? I say yes, he can. He can definitely get the win. No doubt about that. Thank you for joining me here on the YouTube channel tonight. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. Arthur Vieta getting a big win. Congratulations to him. Emerson Sirkowski joining us in the chat. Always good to see Emerson. Great race car driver in his own and does some broadcasting as well, of course. Chris helping us out with the sponsor of that. I'll think of it. Givaldo's car. Sorry about that. A little brain fart there. So thanks for the help there. Appreciate that. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here and watching the race, whether it be live or on replay. Congratulations to Arthur Vieta. We'll see you next week, boys and girls. I am out of here.